Welcome back to our channels, Warriors. We are still growing. If you haven't had Lieutenant Dion Arguelles, who just retired from the California Department of Corrections after doing a long, lengthy term, smash that subscribe button. Go and have him smash it right now. Enjoy your retirement, dude. Congratulations, man. You're a good, solid dude, man, through and through. You looked out for me a lot of times when you didn't have to, right? And that says a lot, bro. You know how fucking cutthroat that place be, man. Enjoy your retirement, dude. Now, on to the patrons. 559CO, Ruben, Cornbread Killer, Herb Yuma AZ, CJ Zavalza, Coleslaw, EOP Whisper, Las Vegas Flights Live, Shower Shark, On a Dead Homie, Pre of These Nuts, Lockdown 5, Crystal Bon, La Reina, Hernan, Don't Trip, Winston, Alejandro, Trillero 760, Breathing Underwater, El Skid, Hobie Cat, Lead With Love, Albert 12, Armando, AI Vega, Abuelita Irma, Abuelita's Journey, Esquiel, Big Bad 48, JT, Nova, Linda, the Retired CO, Michigan Wolverines, Mikey 559, the homie Mario, Chevelle 66, Gigi, and Douse Herrero. If you have not already signed up for that Patreon, you're definitely missing out. Make sure you hit that link in the description below. This episode right here, man. Hector, I have heard the terminology override before. What is an override? Well, maybe you haven't heard the term override. Okay, in the California Department of Corrections, inmates get classified. There's counselors, there's people's jobs who it is to look at their file. Well, now it's on the computer. Before it used to be in a C file, actually paper. Look at their file, look at their police report, look at the commitment offense. What did they get committed to prison for? Murder, PC 187, armed robbery, carjacking, LNL with somebody under 14, whatever crime they may have committed. Arson, mayhem, felony, right? Depending on their age, the crime they committed, stuff like that, they're going to get categorized into now I'm not familiar with the classification process because that's the whole counselor and captain and above type of deal, right? I was only an officer, sergeant, and a lieutenant. But there's 4 levels to California prisons. Level 1 inmates, which are your lower minimal inmates. Level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4, which is your max security, right before ASU, ADSIG, and the SHU, Security Housing Unit. Level 4 is where the big boys play. Well, they don't play. Everything is for keeps there. All right. So if you're an inmate and your points are, and again, I don't know the point system because it's been a long time and they keep changing it. 0 to whatever, you're a level 1 inmate, categorized. Whatever, 21 to whatever, you're a level 2. And then so forth, level 3, and then level 4. This is what I do be remembering. Centinela State Prison, 2011-ish. All of a sudden, the state of California, like in a snap of a finger, all they did was change the points system. Okay, so you had level 4 killers, real G's, real dudes, that all of a sudden in a flink of an eye finger, they went from level 4 to level 3. It's just like, hey, same dude, same individual, same killer, but now he's a level 3. Okay, well, what does that mean? Well, you tell me what the fuck that means, right? Level 4 yards are set up different than level 3 yards. They're more secured. You have more gunners. You have a gunner in the chow hall during dining operations. You have fences all around the damn yard, down the center of the yard, splitting the yards, right? Minimizing the inmate movement to make it more secured. But if you just change the point system like this, just on a piece of paper, pencil whip it, I don't understand, right? It's not that I'm for it or against it. I guess I was against the there's no rhyme or reason, right? You just Like, what are we doing here? Right? There's no rhyme or reason. Now, I hear a lot of people say 180 designs, 180 designs in prison, level 4 180, okay? And then there's level 4 270s, okay? The 270 design, I never worked in a 180. I did visit a 180, multiple 180s when we were at the academy, and we would take tours of other prisons, so I got to see it. It's basically the same thing, except the 180s are there's walls in between the sections, A and B section, B and C section. So again, more secured. You guys are starting to understand less movement equals more security, right? Restricted movement. So now you're like isolating these dudes, smaller pockets. That way you can't have like fucking a 300-man riot, right? Like back in the days. Heck, that's not true. They didn't have 300-man riots. I'm telling you, it was fucking nuts, right? It used to be nuts in that factor. Uh, well, when Centinela Charlie Yard flipped from a level 3 yard, because it would always flip from level 3 to level 4. I was there when it was level 3 in the gym, and then I was there when it flipped to level 4. Right, and that's when my partner told me, because I didn't know what to expect. He goes, "Oh, expect this, bro. They use metal. They all use metal, right?" Because he had been in the back in the day when they had level 4s. That was a whole different batch with the East Coast Crips beating the dog shit out of every CO and stabbing them. I'd be hurrying. I've been hearing those stories. So you have level 4 inmates coming to that yard. One thing they don't tell you is that it's called flushing the toilet. Anytime a new yard is activated, anytime a new prison is activated, they will call it flushing the toilet. I can't believe it's the first time I'm saying this. Meaning, inmates got to come from somewhere to fill that prison, to fill that yard. Well, guess where they're coming from? They're coming from other institutions, other prisons throughout the state of California. Well, guess which inmates each prison is going to send? I'll tell you what, they're not going to send their inmates that are on their best behavior, saying thank you, please, yes, sir, no, ma'am, yes, and all everything else. They're going to send the worst of the worst, flushing their toilet, hence the terminology. So that's exactly what happened. And these guys were level 4 180 overrides. Okay, and I asked this question on the live the other day. I said, what makes something dangerous? Is it the inmate or is it the environment? I got a couple mixed questions, but think about it. In essence, what you had was level 4 180 inmates, per their classification, housed in a 270 design. Imagine that. Go figure. Top of that, you look at their bed cards in the control booth, because they got little construction paper cards. At the time, they were different colors to be able to identify the race. Some fucking genius came down and said we couldn't do that no more. Office of Inspector General, some ridiculous fucking agency. And it all said staff assaultive, staff assaults, staff assaults. I remember looking up, I remember being in the control booth and looking at all those bed cards. Staff assault, staff assault, staff assault. I'm like, fuck, man. I'm gonna fucking die up in this motherfucker, right? But nevertheless, they were designated as level 4 180 overrides. Okay, that's kind of a trip. So when does it get bad? Oh, it gets bad instantly, right? Because look at when I first got to Donovan as a brand new sergeant. I told you guys the story about when the inmate tied a knife to his hand. And no, the weapon did not have a lanyard where he strictly put the hand through the hole of the lanyard and was holding onto it. This inmate wove the knife into his hand so he can go like this and that, and the knife will just stay there like that. There was no way it was coming off until we cut it off, right? Good thing for us is we had a green light. Oh, we had a green light all the way till we cut it off. Hector, what does that mean? It means you should probably never tie a weapon to your hand and stab a fucking cop, for one. Um, he was a level 4 override on a level 3 yard. That's bad. Okay. Bravo yard RJD, the heavy hitter, Yoda. I don't know if Yoda was a level 4 override. Probably was. He probably was. A lot of people could probably correct me. He probably was. But nonetheless, you had a lot of level 4 inmates on that level 3 GP yard. Again, mentality, mindset. You got motherfuckers that are with the business, right? They're level 4s. Maybe they just left a fucking place like High Desert, Salinas Valley, Tehachapi. Then they hit a joint like Centinela, RJD. Maybe they didn't get the memo, right? That we ain't supposed to be stabbing everybody all over the place at this motherfucking prison, right? It does happen though, for sure. I just told you 2 stories on COs, no less. That's why I have a problem with it. It becomes a dangerous fucking environment. One more. I really haven't talked about this fucking idiot of a captain, Shamador, at all. Never have. Kind of just been holding back. Maybe at the 1 year mark, I'll let loose on that lady. Shouldn't have a job at all. Literally. A walking fucking liability, to say the least. Right? Well, this lady had knowledge of an inmate being in possession of a weapon in the morning time, sends me a fucking email, no less, and tells me that when I show up at my shift at 2 p.m. to go hit the pad, to go get the sergeant, take some officers to go search that inmate and get the weapon. All right, that's fucking corrections 101. You never, ever let an inmate just be in possession of a weapon if you know he's in possession of a weapon, right? Like, especially if you're a fucking captain, especially if you're going to put it on email. Now, this is just retarded all the way across the board. So no less, which I did file, and that coward spineless having Madden didn't do shit about it. That's why I said the dude was a weasel and a fucking, just a no backbone spine having individual. Corruption. So I didn't. I told the sergeant, look at this email. Take the best cops that you have. Go hit the pad, right? Cops that I knew would be able to handle their business if it went south. Yeah, sure enough, hey, he had a weapon. So I watched the body worn camera, the AVSS, the BWC footage. Yeah, dude, this dude was a level 4 override. It was an SNY yard. He was previously a Sureño. Just came from Tehachapi. The dude had it, a good piece too, man, in his waistband. They be having it in their waistband right here in the front. Before you could hear the officer say, "What's this?" When he grabs it, he says, "What's this?" And you could feel the little hamster go, "Oh shit, man, put your hands behind your back." Which I told the sergeant afterwards, look, man, you guys already had knowledge and wherewithal that the dude could have been possession of a weapon. You should have just went over there and put him in cuffs in the first place, right? Why wait? I'm dropping some gems on you youngsters. Because they just had him like put his hands behind his head and they're patting him down and they just feel that weapon right here on his waistband. So they tell him, put your hand behind your back. But I was very grateful that inmate did not get that knife and start using it on the cops, because technically that is what they are supposed to do per their politics. Trust me. And he did not do that. So I'm very grateful. That would have been all bad. And it would have been on the fucking captain. How does she still have a job? Why do they keep promoting her to acting AW? It's corruption. Couldn't stomach the bitch. So I just gave you 1, 2, 3, like 5 examples of why overrides are fucking bad. So why do they happen, Hector? Who creates these? Who designates? Who's responsible for these? Managers. These fucking spineless weasel cocksucking managers that don't have a spine. Happy Saturday, everybody. Will try to appease Sacramento, try to appease the ward and say like, hey, look, we're doing really good. We're getting our numbers down, boss. We're getting our numbers down on the level 4 yard. Yeah, you just put all the fucking shit everywhere else. The fuck? You just done fucked up my good yard. I had a great yard. Now the motherfuckers, inmates stabbing the shit out of officers with a weapon tied to their hand, no less. I don't appreciate that, right? You could probably see to yourself as you hear and watch all my videos and think, what the fuck? What else, Hector? What else? Oh, it's never ending. It is fucking never ending. You know, I get DMs and messages from everybody, and they say, you know what, bro? You'll never run out of material. That's for facts. That's for facts. The bullshit they have pulled for so long is about to be unveiled. With that, keep pushing forward.